Walker wants to delay a judge's order for him to schedule special elections that would fill vacant seats at the state capitol. He plans to ask the Supreme Court to issue an order before noon tomorrow. And our Rose Schmidt is here with the very latest. Rose.
Yeah, Susan, we've been following this for several days now as lawmakers and courts battle back and forth. Questions remain over whether Governor Walker will call special elections to replace lawmakers who left the Capitol to serve in his administration. And for the people who live in those areas, they're left wondering whether they will see representation soon.
That's the whole idea of a democracy. That's why we vote the way we do.
Kathleen Finnerty lives in Sturgeon Bay. That's one of the 2 legislative districts with vacant seats.
I have no one to complain to about not being represented.
Leaving them to bring their concerns elsewhere.
The entire year of 2018, there will be no representation. They have to write to me in order, on this particular bill, in order to be able to express their vote.
This comes as Republican lawmakers are rushing a bill through the legislature that would prohibit special elections after the spring election in certain cases.
It fixes a section of state statute that frankly should have been updated years ago.
The amendment was tacked onto a bill that would change voting procedures like returning ballots for voters who are overseas.
So if you're deployed and you're in Iraq, how do you find out that there's a special election going on in the 1st Senate seat or the 42nd Assembly seat?
Fitzgerald argues that military voters would be disenfranchised, but on the other side of the aisle, that word has a different meaning.
Our founders did not get it wrong during the Revolutionary War. We should not be disenfranchising citizens of this state.
Governor Walker has refused to call special elections in the 1st Senate and 42nd Assembly districts, and there are differing opinions about why.
This decision should not be made just in fear of having a Democrat filling that Senate seat, and that's all this is about.
As for the logistics of bringing voters to the polls to hold a special election, Republicans say it's just not worth the dollar amount.
Holding 2 special elections while the regularly scheduled elections are proceeding on schedule and as planned is, I think, a waste of taxpayer money.
The Wisconsin Elections Commission isn't sure exactly what a special election would cost, but previous general elections in the Assembly District cost more than $100,000 and more than twice that in the Senate District. Now, if the Dane County judge's order is not delayed, then Governor Walker has until noon tomorrow to schedule those special elections.
All right, we'll see what happens. Thank you, Rose.